All right. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is like I'm a huge Big Brother fan. And so they just had this season 21 of Big Brother, and the other night they had the season finale. And the season finale was ruined because there was allegations of racism against the guy that won. But like right before he's about to win, they come up with these allegations. And listen, the guy is not he was kind of a dickhead throughout the season. Mickey, whatever his name is, Jackson, he was kind of a dickhead, but to me, it was just part of Big Brother. To me, it was all game. So, like in the first few episodes of the season, okay, if you don't know Big Brother, okay, Big Brother is a social experiment. People live in a house. It's taped 24 hours a day, and the whole point of it is there's competitions that the people compete against each other, and they scheme and connive against each other to vote each other out until there's one person left, and that one person gets $500,000. I just want you to understand the motivation behind Big Brother is to win $500,000. This ain't a motherfucking popularity contest. This ain't some sort of like, let's see who's the best character. No, this is people lying, scheming, being people that they're not, just being the most awful version of themselves, oftentimes than not, to win $500,000. Okay, let's just put that out there. All right, so they had this thing called BB Camp Out. Okay, they had a camp director. All right, so like they had to. It was like all these people just got into the house, and then they all had to nominate a camp director, and then that camp director gets to pick 4 people that are going to get kicked out of the house, basically, right? So he raises his hand, and these 4 other people raise their hand. One of them's Cliff, who was the oldest guy on the cast. Like really old for Big Brother, in my opinion, but we'll get to that. Then it was like a black dude, and there's always not a lot of black people on Big Brother. It's a black dude, this fat Latino girl. She's fat, okay? I'm just going, she's a big girl, Jessica, big girl, her, and it just happened to be like, some of the minorities in the group raised their hand too to be nominated for this position. The white guy won. So he's saying it to the camera. His logic is, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the people who also raise their hand because they seem like a threat. If they're willing to be this, then they're not necessarily going to be allies for him. So they're strong people. Let me get them out. Cut to 99 days later, and then people are claiming that was he did it solely based off race and age, and the guy was a dickhead, but I got no sense of racism from him watching the season. Now, I didn't watch the feeds because you can watch the 24-hour feed. If you're a real junkie, you can watch the 24-hour feeds. And I didn't fucking watch the 24-hour feeds because that's like too much, And they even have a show called Big Brother After Dark. So you could be watching that. But I love the show. I think it's a horrible train wreck social experiment that accentuates the worst attributes of people's personalities for money, for them to win $500,000 and for us to look at home and be like, wow, these people are awful. Here's what's wrong with Big Brother right now, okay? First of all, this push towards diversity. Let's make it diverse. And so for them, diversity doesn't just mean race. They want to do diverse in age and size. Big Brother is more than half of the competitions are physical competitions, like endurance competitions and running around and jumping on shit. And if they had this old guy who, to his credit, he lasted all the way to the final 4. But I watched the whole season, and to me, Cliff got more lucky than anything else. They were just bigger targets. And they had this fat girl who every single physical competition, she failed. Okay, she failed, and they even the show itself made fun of her. She was like this, like hold on to some shit competition. She had to hold on, and they cut to her, and she's like, "I just want to prove to you hear the voiceover. I just want to prove to everybody that girls my size," and then she falls. They did that on the fucking show. Okay, now here's what I'm not fat shaming. This ain't about age. This is about this particular show. If you're gonna have a fat girl on the show, then you need to alter the competitions where she has a chance to win every single one. That's just my opinion. I think that whoever the weakest link on the show is physically, Like if you like have somebody with a wheelchair in a wheelchair on Big Brother, but then you make sure all the competitions are strictly mental, or they're like you have to use your upper body. So it seems like this person has a chance. If not, you are setting them up for failure. And that's exactly what happened. And at the same time, you're also positioning them to be victims. And that shit pisses me off. Let me tell you who should be on Big Brother. It should be all pretty people. Like just get hot, just super hot people with in shape physiques, and then let them battle it out. And we at home watch these pretty people be awful. Okay? Because that's what the fucking show is. It's people being awful. All right? They lie to each other. They scheme. They make promises that they break. They break their word. It's just like, you know, they make these alliances and then they break them. They get into these romances that, you know, then the people fight against each other. When you combine pretty in-shape people, A-type personality, model-looking women, and these, straight, big, tough, straight guys, and even like the gay dudes who go in there who are like super athletic, if you're going to have these people in there and then you're going to combine them with like unathletic, fat, out of shape people, and I'm not even talking about even with personality. If you're going to bring these people who are like they've been bullied outside, they're not the prettiest person, you're setting those people up to be victims. And I just think that it's ridiculous, okay? You watch TV to escape. Big Brother, it's like when you watch Love Island. When you're watching Love Island or some dating show and it's like all about pretty people having sex, that's why we're watching. I don't need that shit diversified with people who look like me. Okay, motherfuckers don't want to see me on Love Island with some pretty chick in a bikini, not on TV. You don't want to see that because you can be like, what is that dude doing? It just sets it up for bad vibes, and that's what Big Brother is doing. In their attempt to appease all the social justice warrior fucks out there who are like, we need to diversify everything. No, not everything. This show, like this girl Nicole who finished third. She didn't do much all season. They want to claim that was her game to lay under the radar. But she's one of these types that's like, she's not a outgoing person. She's not ugly by any means. But, she's not like, the soccer star chick who has this beautiful body. So she's already going to be set up as like the underdog. They put her in the house. You're the underdog. And let's see if she can get all the way. But the problem is they set this whole thing up of like, okay, they were having a meeting. They're having an alliance meeting, and somebody tries to come in, and they're like, hey, we're having a meeting. And then they turn that into bullying. They made that into bullying. No. You know what? If it was a hot person trying to come into the room that the alliance wasn't with, they would have just done the exact same thing. But because you set up the victimhood, because you set up where like, here's our victims, our people, the underdogs of society, the fat, the old, the nerds, let's put them in with all these pretty people, then you instantly create this thing where the people at home are like, I want that person to win. Take that element out. Just make Big Brother what it is. Awful pretty people trying to win $500,000, period. Or if you're going to diversify it, completely diversify it and dumb down the competitions. Let's make the competitions like the old guy Cliff. He won this one competition where he had to hold a board, and like balance a ball. That was like perfect competition because it didn't have to do with him running a marathon or holding on to anything. Because every single one of those competitions, the fat girl and the old guy, they fell first every time. The final competition was, you had to go across some swings that are held up by rope. That chick Jessica wasn't going to be able to do that. That would have been a fucking disaster. Then she had to jump over some stuff. Like, why set people like that up for failure? And then you're going to make it look like, oh, we made this competition so the straight, white, athletic male, he's going to be the one that's going to win this. That's how Big Brother is. So when you add people like that in your attempt to diversify shit, all you're doing is setting them up for failure and making everybody hate the A-type personalities, which we're supposed to hate them anyway because it's Big Brother. They're doing all this shit for money. So now there's this whole thing. And I thought the finale was ruined. Right before they're about to announce who wins, they go, oh, by the way, dude, there's allegations that you were being racist 99 days ago. The dude was blown away. It was so inappropriate. So inappropriate. And then, he won and he just had this stoic look on his face like, wow, y'all just called me a racist in front of America and my family. And by the way, the people that called him that were the motherfuckers that got kicked off early because y'all suck at Big Brother. That's why you got kicked off. You're not good at it. And by the way, let me say this. Not being good at Big Brother is not an insult. It's a compliment. Because this girl, Kimmy, who's this beautiful black girl, she sucks at Big Brother. Okay? I'm sorry. You suck at Big Brother. And I'm glad you suck at Big Brother. Because you didn't want to lie and scheme and act a certain way. That's what it takes to make it all the way in that stupid show. So to have this dumbass show, this stupid, horrible social experiment, and then you want to have a stupid social experiment where it accentuates the worst attributes of people's personality, and then you want to blame them for it, and then you want to criticize them for what it does. It was so fucking stupid. But that's the culture we live in right now. All right, that's my Big Brother rant. Let's go to the singing mic on the 50th episode. That was my Big Brother rant. Whoa, 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 whoa,